Hey, it's Thomas. Could I ask you a couple of quick favors before we roll the podcast? One is if you're liking this podcast, go to iTunes if you would and just leave a quick review and 5 stars. There's something astrological about 5 stars. I'm just not sure what, but it would really help the podcast. And also check out my other one. It's called Subconscious Mind Mastery. All right, let's roll. And we have one other thing to deal with on this Easter weekend. The sun has now moved into Taurus at about, 10 till 5 Eastern time this morning. The sun moved into Taurus. So I thought we'd take just a second. Yeah, give all those Taurus birthdays a big round of applause. I thought we'd take a minute just to talk about Taurus and some of its characteristics, since that is upon us again on this very busy astrological weekend. Now, here's something you can play with. If you are trying to learn astrology, you want to learn astrology and kind of don't know where to begin, just begin by following the calendar around. Okay, you can follow the moon. We've talked about that. We're talking about it quite a bit on here. As the moon moves through, we're picking out those characteristics and those aspects. So you can start with the moon because obviously it's the fastest moving. The next fastest moving is the sun. So that's where you can spend time in each sign as the sun moves through like this. So if if you're really serious about doing this, pick up that little app called Time Nomad, because on the dashboard it will tell you when all of these things happen. And if you're trying to learn, or heck, I like it. I'm not any, big time astrologer. I've been following it for a long time, but I don't consider myself one of these big ones. I'm just like to have fun with it. Is what I like to do. But I love looking at Time Nomad, and the notifications are on. It's one of the very few things on my devices that gets notifications, but I do allow that on Time Nomad because I like to see it. It pops up as these things happen through the day. You'll see them, and that's a great way to learn as well. So we've moved into the second sign of the zodiacal calendar, and that is Taurus. Again, you can get online and just go to town, but let me give you one website that I like to use. It's called astrology-zodiac-signs.com. And you can get on that site and just go to town because it gives you everything. It gives it to you in kind of a snapshot. It's not long and verbose. It tells you the elements. So Taurus being an element earth, from the 4 elements, fire, earth, air, water. So we know that Taurus is earthy. In fact, if you're a Taurus and you don't have a garden, you're missing something out of your life. Or if you're in a relationship with a Taurus, make sure they have a garden. They love the earth, especially, I think, of all the earth signs, probably Taurus more so. And then of the qualities, which are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Aries, being the first sign of the zodiac, is cardinal. Think about everything. Cardinal is big. Cardinal is Aries. Cardinal is out there. Cardinal is the initiator, the instigator. So already you can kind of see you're painting a picture of these characteristics of each sign, and each sign has one of these, and this site just gives them to you so quickly, and then it gives you a link to Earth so you can look at the 4 elements. It gives you a link to fixed. You can see the 4 qualities. It's just really, really cool that way. So we know that fixed is a little more set in their ways. They're not going to be as big and bold, and they're going to be a little harder to budge. I happen to know, and I've gotten in touch with that side of my personality. Okay, a couple of other things. Who is the ruler? So every sign has a ruler. Again, pops it right up here. It's ruled by Venus. So this is an interesting combination because usually Tauruses are pretty good with money, and Venus rules finances. It also rules beauty and love, so Taurus can be a very sensual sign. A lot of people think of Scorpio being so dark and deep and sensual, but Venuses can be pretty darn sexy themselves. Don't rule a Taurus out for being pretty hot. Now, as an earth sign, Tauruses are practical. I mean, think of the earth signs. So that's Taurus. Next earth sign is in the fall, Virgo, and the next is in January, Capricorn. So think of all the Tauruses, Virgos, and Caps that you know, and you kind of get the picture, the protocol, if you will, of an earth sign. They are down to earth. Big part of that is practicality. They're devoted, they're responsible, they're stable, usually patient. They can also, now Tauruses can also be stubborn. I think of Taurus the bull, And, you have the bull kind of, I've got a cartoon image bull in my mind, and there's the pasture and there's the fence, and you're kind of standing out there looking at the bull, and the bull puts his head down and he just charges at you in a cartoon figure and just pops you up over the fence and like, get out of my pasture. That's the Taurus. The Taurus is going to plow things out of the way that need to be removed so that they can get from here to there and get what they want. So just realize, we all have our little quirks, and that's one of the things of a Taurus is they are definitely strong personality. Yeah, they can be, at least from that determination standpoint. And that can be excellent, too, because if you have a job at your company, let's say you're the boss, and you really need something to get done, figure it out, we have to find a way, give it to a Taurus. And then walk out of the room and let them have it. Let them own it. Ask for updates, but let them get the thing done, because they will, and they will own it until it is finished. Well, there are a lot of sites out there that have tons of information, but it's just as we encounter these first days of a sign, we'll do a little segment on it to at least get you poked in the right direction. I love Taurus. It's springtime. It's Easter tomorrow as I'm recording this, and it's just a great time of year, and it's a great sign. Love the earth sign. So happy birthday to all you Tauruses.